It's time for another episode of the Joshcast. Josh Cast. So the composer of today's theme, his name is Tim Richardson, and he's here with us. Tim, thanks for composing the theme for today's Joshcast. Really appreciate it. It's my pleasure. It's my absolute pleasure. I've been looking forward to composing this theme for some time. Right, and so first of all, a question: where are you from originally? I am from originally the Riverside, California. Okay, gotcha. You have an interesting accent. Are your parents from another country? No, they are not. They are from also Riverside, California. Got it. Okay. I'm concerned that this sketch that we're kind of coming up with here in the moment is very similar to an Albert Brooks bit in one of his movies, The Muse, where he was talking to somebody who had an accent and they turned out to just be from America. And I'm worried that we're treading on someone else's idea. I wouldn't concern yourself with these things. You cannot copyright an idea. You can only copyright the exact words. All right, well, just proceed then. So tell me, how did you come up with the theme? Well, I trained for several years with the best classical composers, and I realized that I was merely imitating the styles of existing composers, and I needed to find my own voice. And what I discovered is that everyone, when they compose music for movies or just for themselves, they always use more than one note. And that is why I feel I must only use one note. So you're saying that the songs that you compose only have one note? Yes, that is exactly right. I see. Well, it sounds like it might get a little bit repetitive. This is it works quite well. I am composing the score for the new Green Lantern movie. Very exciting to see what happens there. I'm the Green Lantern. I know who you are. I am Sinestro. I promise you, I will destroy your very existence, using only the color yellow. And I promise you, Sinestro, using the power of green, I will thwart you. Hal, you can't do it. He'll destroy you. He'll kill you. I have no choice, Jessica. I have to go after him alone. This is something I was meant to do. It's my destiny. Hal, there's something you should know. I love you. Jessica, I love you too. Hal, before I go up, need you to actually fill out these forms. What do you mean, what forms? Well, you applied for one of those real IDs, California driver's license, so that you won't have to, when you go to the airport, you won't have to take 2 forms of identification. But since you recently moved, you need to now fill out an amendment form and give proof of your new place of residence. Can this wait until after I get back from fighting Sinestro? Well, I mean, there's a due date on it. If you want to get, otherwise you're going to have 2 forms of ID. I have a feeling that movie's not quite going to deliver as promised. I do not agree with you. I think it's going to be quite a phenomenal film. Right. Well, listen. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for showing us a preview of the new movie, and thanks for quelling my fears that this sketch was a little bit too close to an Albert Brooks scene in a movie. Thank you so much for coming. My pleasure. Well, that happened, and we gotta make do. We gotta move forward with this podcast. I've been thinking about this a lot today because it is a Saturday, which this is what that means. Everybody has their dogs with them. That's what that means. It's Saturday. We're going to take our dogs with us everywhere. And I'm really torn on how I feel about domesticated animals. Because on the one hand, I feel like we are enslaving animals. Like I saw this one, I think it was a couple or a group, and they had a dog, and the dog had a muzzle. And they're trying to explain to their friends the plan with the dog. And they're saying, well, the dog just needs more structure. The dog needs more structure. That's all there is to it. The dog needs structure. And I'm sitting there thinking, in the wild, dogs are a pack mentality. They work cooperatively in groups. In the wild, they have structure. They're nailing it on structure. You throw 10 dogs into the wild, they'll form a pack, figure out a hierarchy, go on a hunt. They'll survive. You throw, 10 people from North Hollywood into the wild, they'll be dead in an hour. 2 of them will kill each other. One of them won't have Wi-Fi and will just commit suicide. Structure is not the problem. I think the problem is that the dog is having trouble conforming to your structure. And by your structure, I mean the structure of a person living in an urban environment with a relatively sedentary lifestyle. Trying to take an animal who is designed to be a carnivore and to cover a wide range of territory and to own territory. That's the dog's mentality. I believe they are territorial by nature. And their instinct is, I need to amass a territory, find a mate, get a pack, move forward. And I think their structure does not align with your structure, which is, I need to get a graphic design job, hopefully meet a girl, maybe we have a kid, perhaps we move to San Bernardino, where the houses are a little bit more affordable. Structure is not the issue. I think the alignment of 2 disparate structures is the issue. Let's be clear about that. Well, listen, I'm sorry I haven't been in touch much. I apologize. I've been just busy. No. Well, listen, it's great that you're here. I'm glad we were able to, touch base and get you out here. And this is the first time you've seen our house. Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, we like it. And at first we thought San Bernardino was going to be a little far away, but it's a nice area. good schools. It'll be good. Yeah, it will be. It'll be great. Oh, okay. Hi, there's a dinosaur. Dinosaur sitting over there. Yeah. It's our pet. You have a pet dinosaur. That's right. Velociraptor. You have a pet Velociraptor. Yeah. I didn't know that was. Okay, a lot of questions here. First of all, it's looking right at me. First of all, her name is she. She's very nice. She's very nice. It's Audrey Hepburn. That's her name. You named the Velociraptor Audrey. Okay. All right. Great. Secondly, don't worry. Okay. Don't worry. This Velociraptor is tame. Do you want to know how? I don't want to be in the same room with a Velociraptor. Well, okay, that's just narrow-minded, okay? I'm going to tell you how we tamed this raptor, okay? We did it through structure. It needed structure. We gave her structure. She lives a very structured life. Every day, 6 in the morning, we wake her up, usually with tasers. Okay, I can see the plotting the revenge in her eyes right now. I really don't feel comfortable. Can we go out? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. She appreciates the taser. She appreciates the taser. Do you know what you're saying? Are you hearing yourself right now? She appreciates the taser. No creature appreciates tasers. I mean, there might be a few. I don't know. I mean, unless she's into S&M. You're pausing when I say that she's into S&M. I don't want to go there. I don't want to have that part of the conversation. I don't want to know how deep things are running with Audrey Hepburn over here. But I feel very uncomfortable, and I want there's a structure. Just watch this. Watch this. Hey Audrey. Hey Audrey. Hey Audrey Hepburn. Hey Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn. Fetch us some lemonade. Watch. Thank you, Audrey. Yes. Do you see? She made the lemonade herself. No, she didn't. She didn't make. Yes, she did. No, she didn't. I'm telling you, this is an Island of Dr. Moreau scenario. At any second, this is going to go bad. She's going to rip out your jugular vein. She's fine. She's happy with her life. She's happy. She's happy doing the dishes and watching the kids when we're gone. You've turned her into your maid. That's not what she's designed to do. She understands everything we're saying right now. Oh, she does? Audrey Hepburn, listen. When it goes too far and you rebel, please know this was never my idea. I'm on your side. I think this is wrong. If you need legal aid, please come to me. I was not on board with this. Do you need help right now? Tap your claw against the hardwood floor 3 times if you need help right now. All right, so that's my take. That's my hot take on animals. That's why I like cats more. There's that sense of that less dependence. Although I just watched part of this documentary that was saying that actually cats do have to depend on human beings because they can no longer digest food in the wild. They can't digest bones and stuff. We've ruined cats. They can only eat cat food. But what I like about cats is that even though they still depend on us, they still act like they don't. And that, my friends, is courage. The fact that the cat will play poker with you and just keep telling you, I can leave whenever I want. I don't need you. I don't need you. I can leave whenever I want. When deep down it knows, I suck at hunting. Woof. I think the cat's game plan is that it will leave you and then find somebody else and then pretend to love that person for long enough to get food and then treat that person the way they treat... Cats enter into relationships the same way humans enter in relationships. They are just as dysfunctional as we are, and I love them for it. They use people. And they know, I feel like they know it too, even when they're being cute. I feel like the cat's saying, I know you think I'm cute and there's nothing you can do. I've got you. I've got you, you weak, pathetic piece of garbage. I have you in my clutches. I have you in my claws. Watching a guy driving a Ferrari as he zooms past. I assume it's a guy. Could be a woman. Ferrari, muscle car. It's a muscle car. It looks sleek, looks mean, looks sexy. I actually wonder if he gets women with that car. If that was the purpose of getting the car, to get women. I actually wonder that. Is that the purpose of the car, to get women? And does that work? Are there some women who go for the car? I heard the phrase, chicks dig the car, man. Chicks did the car. Chicks, man, they dig the car. Really? Do they? Here's my theory. They may dig the car. But if they don't dig you, the newness of the car wears off. I stayed with your father for 17 years. We were living together in Riverside. And all my friends asked me, why did you stay? Why did you stay with him? Because they knew I didn't love him and he didn't love me. They asked me, did you stay for the sake of the children? Did you stay because you felt you had to conform to societal norms? And I told them all the same thing. I told them the God's honest truth. I stayed with that man because of his car. I loved him for his car. And that's usually when my friends would get confused. And they'd say, you mean you love him for his 1979 Mercury Marquis? And I'd say, yes, for that car exactly. And they would say, we're a little confused. Our understanding was that the 1979 Mercury Marquis was a mid-sized family car, hardly a luxury model, not very reliable, not particularly distinctive in terms of its appearance. Why do you love that car? And I would tell them, to quote Woody Allen, the heart wants what it wants. And Lord knows I can't understand why. But as soon as I saw that 1979 Mercury Marquis in its aqua blue color, and as soon as I started that car and it didn't start, and so I tried to start it again and it didn't start, and then I tried starting it a third time and it didn't start, and I tried starting it a fourth time and it didn't start, and I tried starting it a fifth time and finally it started, and I started to drive it, and I drove it a couple of blocks, and as I was making a left turn it suddenly died. And luckily I was able to coast into the shopping center where I was going, because if I had been going any less fast, I would have been T-boned by the oncoming diesel truck. In spite of all of that, I love that car. And that is why I stayed with this man for as long as I did. Until he got rid of the car. And as soon as he did, he got rid of my soul. And I left him. I'll always remember that car. I'll always remember that car. And the song I used to play, whenever I would drive that car, I'd pop it into the tape deck every single time. Goes a little something like this.